Social life may have a whole new meaning for mums and dads and may lead to some new experiences and even some new friends. Let's hear what some mums had to say about socializing in this phase of their lives. Talking first about social life, do you find that after you had kids, you and your husband stopped socializing as much, or was it the same, or do you make an effort to socialize more?
As for me, I think my social life has improved after I've had kids, because earlier I was always engrossed in my work. I used to work very hard from, morning to night, and I used to hang around with my friends who I've known for many years, or with my colleagues.
Right.
And I've come to know a completely new set of people after I've had my child.
You find a lot of mommy friends.
Yes, mommy friends, but a lot of mommy friends are like me. So, we think alike, and I found good friends.
Personally, like our social life as it was, like more often than not, we choose to chill at home.
Yes, it does.
So what about you, Ruchi? Do you guys go out as much or not?
Honestly, my husband's a homebody. So he actually uses the kids as a reason not to go. So
I'm like that.
So he's actually, when he doesn't want to go anywhere, he'll be like, no, my kid gets up very early and I can't do this. And we have football match tomorrow morning. So he's actually very happy. I'm more of the outgoing person.
So do you think it's important to have a social life?
I think it's very important to have a social life,
yeah,
because then you don't regret. Also, for a while you enjoy being with your kid, but after some time you need to have some adult conversation, and it's not about birthday parties, and you need to meet more people and not just mommy friends. I mean, I make it a point to have a date with a non-mommy friend so that I know that there is more to life.
When you meet your non-mommy friend, you don't talk about kids.
No.
Yeah.
And if I start, they just stop me and like,
yeah.
no.
Their facial expressions will tell you that. Yeah, okay, enough, don't go there. As we grow older, I think the need to go out every evening, party, eat out, it's not there that much. You enjoy your home more, and you stop going out so much. But yes, you take the time and effort to meet up with friends once in a while.
What about traveling with kids? Is it something that you sort of do as much as you did before now that you have kids, or do you think you travel less? Do you travel with them, or do you choose not to travel with them?
For us, it's been, my husband is an adventure sport professional, and I love traveling. From the time our son was 2.5 months old, we've been taking him on trips. He's been on a driving road trip from Mumbai to Oli Uttaranchal, on a skiing trip when he was 1.
Really?
Yes.
But yeah, I would be scared.
But I will confess, I was really worried when the plan came up, I was excited about it, planning it and everything. But at some point I sat down and thought, am I nuts? Am I really going to take my 13-month-old baby up those treacherous roads from Rishikesh up to Joshimath? People ask me, are you crazy? How can you take your bachcha and go, what will he eat? What will you do? What if there's an accident? And obviously I thought about all that. And my parents actually said, listen, of course you should do it, And my husband said, don't worry, what are you worried about? We'll deal with it. If you have a problem, you can catch a flight from the nearest airport and be back home. Any problem
Actually, the
that you
funny
have.
thing is that the first 6 months of the baby, when especially the kid is exclusively breastfed, his immunity is the best. So you should actually do most of the travel then. And that's what most of us don't do because you're so scared.
You don't have to bother about sterilizing. I mean, when you're breastfeeding, it's the best time to travel.
But very often everybody's like, no, that's not going to happen.
As long as you eat healthy and you drink boiled water, good water, I think your baby will be fine. And babies pick up cues from the parents, especially the mother. So
I think it's the first time that's important.
The
first time you travel, we traveled with the older one when he was 6-7 months old, and so the first time, of course, I was hyper because I carried the entire house with me. So again, we were doing a road trip from Delhi to Kanatal, where there was like one hotel, and I carried everything. So the back seat was me, the kid, and our kitchen, and that's it.
Right.
But and my husband kept making fun, and what are you doing all this? Why are you carrying all this? But the thing is, it so happened that there was a landslide, and we were stranded there for 2 more days, and I was well prepared. So I thought it was good, but once you do it the first time, then it's okay. Then it gets easier.
In your travel workshops, have you come across people who don't travel with their kids and who don't think it's okay?
I know of mothers who were prolific travelers before they had a child, and they pretty much put their plans on back burner that, now we'll probably start traveling once a child grows up a little bit.
Like for me, I think the earlier you start, the better, because once you get into school routines,
then
you have to go by school vacation timing, which is a pain. Before school, you can just do whatever you
Whenever
like
you want.
if you have the flexibility with your own lifestyle.
With your own lifestyle.
And they learn so much. It opens up the mind. I think they understand
I
a
actually
lot.
don't believe in this thing that the child is not going to remember. Maybe the child will not remember exactly what happened in the trip, But the thing is that the whole experience still leaves the child better than, if he would have just been at home.
I think the kids adapt themselves to new environments faster. So
Absolutely.
In our case, traveling happened because my husband was with a banking job, so we needed to move cities and countries. And so my older one, by the time he was 5.5, went for his 5th school. But the thing is, he took it. He adapted to it so quickly because he'd been to different schools and different cities, adjusting to new people. He didn't take that much longer because he was used to different cultures and communities.
What about the other people who might be there who honestly are not very keen with 2 or 3 or 1 little kid screaming? How early do you take kids to restaurants which are not just kiddie restaurants, or when do you expose them to places where they may enjoy it, you may enjoy it, but what about somebody else who may not?
There are 3 parties involved here. There's a parent, there's a child, and there's the surrounding, people who are surrounding. And see, there's one thing about kids misbehaving. That is unacceptable. Kid-friendly or not kid-friendly, whatever, that is unacceptable. So if your child is misbehaving, he or she needs to be taught. Apart from that, everybody should become a little more open to the idea. Because somebody who has not been a parent will never understand why the child needed to be brought to that place. And at the same time, the parents also have to be sensitive about it that, they can't have a free run of the place just because they have a child with them.
We used to tell our little one that if he wanted to come to lovely restaurants and be with us at the table, he'd have to sit and eat properly like everyone else. And I think kids understand, if you explain to them logically, why can I not run around this restaurant? Because there's a waiter who's coming with hot stuff and it could fall and injure people. Yeah. Okay, so the child might understand that.
And on that note, it's been a super chat. So thank you very, very, very much.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure being here. Thank you.